Welcome to Temple Builders Carpentry. Temple Builders, we problem solvers. Temple Builders, safety first. Okay, Temple Builders, today we got an interesting topic today, okay? We're talking about my 4 reasons on why there's a shortage of carpenters, okay? I seen a video done by the honest carpenter, okay? He gave a good opinion, and I want to give my opinion, okay? First off, let's look at the board. My number 1 reason is there's a disconnect between the older generation and the younger generation, okay? If we look at the baby boomers and Generation X, okay, they seem to be more rough and tough, more outdoorsy type people. We look at the millennials and Generation Z, you know, their entertainment came from being in the house playing video games and stuff. So it seems to be a disconnect right there between the two. Now, I know a lot of contractors talk about there not being a lot of younger guys out there that's willing to put the time into the trades, and that is true. However, there's another experience from the younger guys' perspective, okay? When I was younger, back in the day, okay, when I first started off with carpentry, it was difficult for me to acquire the knowledge, okay? I felt like these older guys were, not all of them, because a lot of older guys advanced me quickly, you know. However, a lot of older guys made it difficult to get the knowledge, okay? I done heard some carpenters call it gatekeeping. It seemed to be like they were hoarding the knowledge. I give you an example. When I was in the Carpenter Union, some years ago, there was another young carpenter there, and he gave me his experience on trying to learn carpentry, right? And at the Carpenter Union, we mostly built scaffold. But me and this guy would also try to get work outside of the Carpenters Union, okay? We would try to do woodworking and drywalling and roofing, okay? Now this guy told me that he asked an older guy, a contractor, or either was a carpenter. He asked him, can he work for him? And he said he'll even work for free, okay? He wanted to work for free. The young carpenter wanted to work for free. The older guy said, no, kaput. You hear me? So I done had experiences like that. I done had several experiences like that. So it kind of, in a way, seemed like I had to steal the knowledge almost, okay? Cause I don't know it because a lot of contractors be busy on the job site and they can't train their apprentice properly, okay? Because the guy who I worked for, it was another apprentice there. When I left the guy, the contractor that I worked for, and went and worked for the Carpenters Union, okay? When I left the Carpenters Union and came back to this same contractor, that apprentice that was there when I left, didn't know 1 iota more than when I first left. He was still a laborer, okay? So that's what I gotta say. It's a disconnect there, and it's 2 different sides to the story. You got the young guy's side and you got the older guy's side. The young guys that actually want to work, a lot of times can't get nobody to teach them the trade, okay? And the older contractors that want to teach the trade can't find no younger people. There go our disconnect. Let's move on. Number 2, money, passion, okay? Me personally, I don't care if the salary was $15,000 a year. I still wanted to be a carpenter, okay? So I was gonna do whatever it takes to be a carpenter. And to do this type of work, you gotta have a passion for it, okay? Because as you see right there in the upper right-hand corner, $46,000 to $60K, that's not a lot of money, okay? That's not a lot of money. That's not attracting the younger people. When you can go into something like coding, or you can go into computer engineering and get $80,000 to $100,000 a year, even carpentry is the least paid amongst the trades. Even amongst electricians, amongst HVAC people, operators, carpenters are the least paid, but they are the backbone of the trading industry, okay? Because all these houses around here, you can't put piping in them, you can't put electrical in them, you can't run HVAC unless you got the house there. You got to have the foundation in the house. So the carpenter is the most valuable instrument, okay, in this system. However, he's the most unappreciated. Now, back to my number 2 reason. For most people, money is the motivation. It's not passion. In my case, it's passion. Most people, money is the motivator. So if we don't have enough money, or we're not enticing these people with enough wages, that's your major problem right there. Like I said, the younger generation is looking for what? Easy money. That's what they value. Let's keep on going. Number 3 is popularity, okay? Somewhere in the past, as we move down the line, carpentry became unpopular, all right? How can we fix that? One suggestion, I would say, make a movie on carpentry. I haven't seen a good movie made on carpentry. You know what I'm talking about? It's movies on rock stars, doctors, lawyers, military, okay? It's movies about rappers, sports stars, okay? So that's one good idea. You got to make carpentry popular amongst the younger generation, okay? Let's start with movies or something like that. Let's move on. Also, we got to put carpentry back into the school system at a younger age, okay? For by the time these guys graduate, okay, they're at least intermediate carpenters, close to being master carpenters, okay, as they coming out of school. I seen another video, this guy, I can't remember his name, he did a video on this school in Switzerland, I believe it was. The carpentry school, it looked amazing, okay, and the information that they was getting, it just looked amazing, okay. I think we should have something similar to that over here in the States. Now let's move on to number 4. I struggle with putting up my fourth opinion, okay, which is advancing technology. I was gonna leave it off, you know. But, you know, carpentry is a demanding job, it's physically demanding. And I believe as technology advances, because technology makes things more comfortable and more convenient, so the younger generation really, I believe, backs away from manual. Not all of them, but a large percentage of them backs away from manual labor, okay? And I think the key factor in this is technology, you know, because, like I said, it makes things convenient. So why go and do a demanding job like carpentry when you can sit in front of a computer and get 100,000 or 100K a year? Okay. Now that's one thing about technology. However, I want to talk about, and I want y'all opinion on this. Will the woodworking carpenter get phased out by advancing technology? Because as we advance and as the construction industry moves to sustainability and going green, okay, it starts to move away from stick framing and also working with wood, okay? Because I looked up the definition before I started this video. It said a carpenter is someone that works with wood and other materials to build structures. So in order to be a carpenter, wood has to be a vital or a key component in this makeup, okay? That's why I got down here these different materials, okay? As we go into the future, and I want y'all to comment on this, do you see wood being a viable building material? Okay? Since governments are talking about climate change and sustainability and going green, is it a viable building material in the future? I got right here a list of future materials. One of them is self-healing concrete. So you got a concrete that they're working on that can heal itself if it gets any damage or any cracks in the structure. And I believe they're using bacteria. So it's a biocrete. As you see up on there, it's a biocrete, it's a living organism. So when we're using materials like this, why would you use wood? You gotta think about that. I want y'all opinion on this. Let's keep going. You also got future. These materials are in the process, and some of them are in the future. In future process, but this is translucent lumber. Okay, that's set to replace glass. Okay, translucent lumber. Let me keep on going. You got synthetic spider silk. All these type of new building materials, right? Also 3D printing. Now, if a carpenter is someone that works with wood, and in the future, wood starts to get phased out. So the carpenter begins to get phased out. When you think so? Let me talk about modular construction, okay? With modular construction, the parts of the house is built or prefabricated back in a factory. Then it's shipped to the job location, okay? So the people that's putting together these modular components, can we really call them carpenters, okay? I can call that person an assembler. It's assembling these parts. I wouldn't call that person a carpenter. Or I call him a fabricator or a fitter, right? Now, one other futuristic, well, it's not futuristic, I keep calling it futuristic. They're using it to this day. They're using mass timbers. Mass timbers is something similar to plywood. It's layers of wood pressed together. Okay, think of these timbers are like 12 by 12. Okay, they're using these mass timbers to build high rises. Okay, so that's one reason how wood can still have a factor in the future. Okay, mass timbers is catching on. All right. However, I want to talk about this way of building, which is RSG 3D paneling. RSG 3D paneling. Okay. Now, you know, California has a lot of wildfires, and the report says that a home that was in a wildfire that was built from this RSG 3 paneling survived the wildfire, okay? Because it's not made from wood, it's made from concrete and some type of foam retardant, with some retardant foam, okay? Fire retardant foam. Okay, so it survived the wildfire, but the car had melted. The car that was outside in the driveway had melted. So with technology like this and these new building materials and using metal and concrete, this RSG 3D paneling also works real good against hurricanes and earthquakes, right? So you got fires, hurricanes, earthquakes. This new technology is going to be superior to wood. Okay, so I want to know y'all opinion on this. And what I believe is, if wood gets phased out, so does the woodworking carpenter. Because if you're just putting together modular pieces, you're just an assembler. That's my opinion, okay? Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button. If you want to contribute to Temple Builders, the Cash App is in the description box. Also, become my apprentice, Temple Builders.